Do you want to buy a property, but you don't have a lot of money laying around? Well, last year I was in the same position. But in the last 6 months, I managed to buy 3 properties with 0 of my own money being used. And in this video, I explain to you exactly how I did this. Hi, I'm Daniil, and behind the scenes is my wife Greta. And together, we are the Vnoutchkovs. Last year, we made the decision to buy 3 large properties, renovate them, rent them out to make passive income out of this. And we did this while documenting the whole journey. And if this is something that sounds interesting to you, then make sure to subscribe. Now let me share with you how I managed to buy 3 properties with 0 of my own money being used. When we started off our property journey, we thought that we have to save for years before we can buy a property. And if you want to buy multiple properties, that was only available for the rich people. However, this is far from the truth. But here's what we didn't know. Property investment is not about how much money you have. It's about how resourceful you are. And the secret that myself and other property investors use is to use other people's money. Almost every single company that starts with an idea ends up raising money to make their dreams a reality. When Elon Musk acquired Twitter, he did this by raising funds from banks, private investors, and a combination of his own funds. If the world's wealthiest people, they use other people's money to raise finance for their projects, then why can't you? Now let me show you exactly how I made this happen. So here's how we actually made this happen. Think about the people around you. This can be your friends, your family, or even your colleagues. Those people, they often have savings that makes them almost nothing on interest. And the people that you think don't have any extra money, they often do. What if you could offer them a way to grow their money while they fund your property projects? And this is how it works. First, find someone who's willing to lend you money. For example, maybe a friend of yours wants to borrow you £50,000. Then use that money to buy a property. You then do a renovation on the property to increase the value of it, and then finally you refinance the property to pay your friend the £50,000 back. You're probably wondering, why would somebody lend me this kind of money? Well, this is the very important bit. You have to add some value for them. Let's say a friend agrees to borrow you £50,000. You don't just take the money and say, thank you, I'll see you in 12 months. Instead, you need to add some value by offering them interest. So for example, you could propose to borrow the £50,000 for 1 year long with a 10% interest. So your friend will then make £5,000 on interest alone after 12 months by just borrowing the money to fund the project. This way, your friend would get a better return than they would from a bank. And you would get the money to fund your project and also the renovation. By presenting it as an opportunity, you're not only asking for help, you're offering your friends and family to grow their money while they fund your projects. When we bought the first property, we didn't use any money from our savings. Instead, we used private investors' money to fund the first project. At first, asking friends and family to borrow money felt very intimidating and awkward. But what changed my mindset is, you're not asking them for a favor. Instead, you're offering them an opportunity to make money. Think about it. It feels completely normal to go to the bank for a loan, let's say to buy a car. But we all know that the banks charge very high interest rates. So instead of letting the bank profit, give the opportunity to your friends and family. Let them earn that interest instead. So I pitched the idea to friends and family. I showed them the numbers, explained them the project, and also told them how the investment would work. Some said no, which is absolutely fine. Some said yes, and that's exactly how the first project got funded. For our second and third project, raising money became much easier. And that's because we already proven ourselves. Once people have seen that you've done your job successfully, that builds credibility, and that opens more doors for you. For these projects, we used a combination of private investors' money and bridging loans, so that we can leverage more money. Bridging loans can be flexible and quick when you need to act fast on opportunity, but the interest rates are very high. So you have to make sure that you have a solid plan for refinancing for when the renovations are done. Here's what I learned about raising money. First of all, it's all about trust. People need to have trust in you, especially when it comes to the first project. It's a lot of money that they invest in you, so they need to know where the money is going to. Friends and family, they're more likely to invest in you because they believe in you. Then, it's very important to be transparent about the risks, the rewards, and also the timeline. And the transparency is very key here because that builds confidence. This one is very important. You're not asking people for help, you're offering them an opportunity. Remember, you're offering the people a chance to grow their money in a way that benefits them. And then finally, raising money becomes easier. For the first project, it's always hard, like with everything else in life. But for the second one, third one, and the ones thereafter, it becomes so much easier to raise finance. You're probably wondering how you should be asking people to invest money in you, because this can be very intimidating. The first one is, start with people who know you. Make a list of the people around you. This can be friends and family. Approach them one by one. Those people are more likely to invest with you because they already know you and trust you. Once you've gone through that list, expand your list with friends of friends or even colleagues. Then you have to pitch with confidence. Prepare a presentation that's simple but professional. That pitch needs to include what is the project about, what is your vision, and very important is, how are they going to make money by investing in you? The first pitch might feel hard because you probably don't know what to present or what to offer your friends and family. But don't worry, after you presented your first pitch, ask for feedback so that you can improve your presentation. The next one is a very important one. Don't push. Once you present the idea, one of your friends or family might say no. Respect the decision. However, make sure not to stop here. Ask them if they might know someone who is willing to invest. You'll be surprised how many new doors this opens for you. And never come across desperate, because people don't like to invest in areas that feel risky or uncertain. But make sure to always have a clear loan agreement in place. This not only avoids any miscommunication down the line, but it also comes across very professional. People, they see that you're very serious about what you're doing. When working with investors, there are two deal types that you can use. Let me break them down for you. The first one is a loan agreement. This one is a very simple one. You agree to borrow money from an investor and then pay them an interest over a set amount of time. It's super simple and there's no shared ownership or profits. You maintain a full power over the property and the investor gets a fixed return on their investment. Then you have joint ventures. This is when you team up with an investor who funds the deal, you then find the deal and you manage the project. At the end of the project, you split the profits. And on paper, this sounds like a win-win situation. But joint ventures, they involve signing a long-term agreement that not only shows that you'll be sharing the profits, but also sharing the risks. If a project faces some issues, like being delayed or going off budget, then this can get complicated. Everybody knows how some people are when the money is on the line. This can ruin friendships and also make joint ventures a drama. And that's why joint ventures don't always work out as smoothly as they seem. Personally, I stick to interest-only loans. And that's because I want to own the properties outright and do whatever I want with them. However, in the future, when we'll be working on multi-million pound deals, this can obviously change. But for now, I stick to interest-only loans. The more projects you complete, the easier it becomes to raise money. And what helped us a lot is to document the whole journey on a YouTube channel. All of the highs, the lows, and the challenges in between. We were very transparent with the whole process, and that showed people that we're very serious about property investment. By the time we approached investors for the second and third project, we already had proof of what we could achieve, and this made it so much easier to raise money. Also, people started coming to us to invest with us. Raising finance might feel intimidating at first, but with the right mindset and the strategies, it becomes easier. Every property investor starts somewhere, and if we could do it, you can do it too. If you still have any questions about raising finance, please leave a comment below and I'll make sure to answer it. And if you're interested in seeing how you use bridging loans to fund the property projects, make sure to check out this video here. Thank you so much for watching. Hope this video was helpful and I'll see you in the next one.